Hello my lovely friends, and welcome to my very first Q&A video. I asked all of y'all to give me questions, basically just an ask me anything on my Instagram, and you guys really delivered, so I'm gonna get through these, and I hope y'all are down for just a nice little talky time with me as I build a little paper theater. So I hope you're just down to chill. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. My first question is from @OK, spelled OKEIGH. What's your favorite big art piece? By big, I mean something that you've spent a lot of time working on. That's a great question. I've got a few. I think my very first one would have to be my Monument Valley painting, not the geographical location Monument Valley, the video game Monument Valley. It's a very charming game, and I painted one of the water levels from the first game, and honestly, it's kind of like a Monet. If you look at it far enough, it looks almost like a screen cap, but if you look real close, it's got a few imperfections and slight discoloration because I spilled some paint on it, but yeah, that one probably has to be one of my favorites because it took so long. And that was back in 2016, so I was a bit of a child. My next one will probably have to be this thing that I built for one of my sophomore English projects. We were studying Greek mythology, and we were allowed to do whatever we wanted as long as it was creative. So I built a little thing called Hades Hotel, and it's kind of like a janky looking like building. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it because I just really love the final look of it because I made it all like monotone, and I had some accents with like gold paint or like copper paint, I think, and it's probably one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done. That was relatively quick. I think it took me like a week, but a week being like doing things at home after school, so probably in like 30-minute, 45-minute intervals throughout that week. So that was probably one of my favorite ones, one of my favorite builds, and it is sitting in my sophomore English teacher's room. So yeah, my next one will probably have to be the commission that I did for my sister's friend. That one, it took me a while, probably took me like maybe five hours. But it's one of my favorites because it's like just a big, nice group photo, and although I still have no idea how to do lighting, I just like the way that I did it. I like the way that I did the shadows and the colors, and yeah. it just looks nice to me, and it's one of my favorite pieces that I've done. So, yeah. Next question is from @the_lavender_leaf. Who was your first OC? I believe in recent memory it's probably gotta be Marvin Lettuce, who's like a wizard and or like a witch in training, trying to get around in the normal human world, and her pet demon cat named Lettuce, and his name is Lettuce because he has lettuce-looking wings. So it was kind of dumb, but I was bored one day and I asked my cousin for a prompt, and she told me some like magic wielder, so that's how Marvin Lettuce were born. Although if we're talking about like really like far back, very 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 first OC, it's probably gotta be like Evelyn, who's like a blue firebender basically, and I don't know what it was. I just thought that like, oh, blue fire's cool, so I'm gonna make her do that. It was lame, but that probably dates back to like 2012, 2013, Jesus. But yeah, I was like completely like, I just loved I think my greatest inspiration for her was the Witch and Wizard series by James Patterson, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was by Patterson. But yeah, when I read those books, I was just like, oh, I really want to make a character like this so I can write stories about them. And yeah, that's how that happened. So I believe she was probably like my very, very first. My next question is, what's on your watch list for the future? Ooh, I've got, it's not like a list, but I've got quite a few. Mirai is up there. I want to watch that one first because I've heard a lot of good things about it. Ride Your Wave, which I have seen. It's more of like a rewatch though, just because I just really loved it. I really want to have like a physical copy of it because I've been into getting physical DVDs lately. Anyway, Ride Your Wave. Want to rewatch that one because the first time I watched it, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was charming. Also, it had one of my favorite actors from Star Kid as one of the main characters. So, love that movie. Princess Mononoke, obviously, because I've not seen it. It came out before my time. And, again, heard it was very good. Obviously, it's a Ghibli movie, so probably delivers. All of the Marvel stuff that's going to come out this year and the following years. And, of course, Raya and the Last Dragon, because that's the most recent Pixar movie that's coming out. I'm so excited to see it. So, yeah. Next question is from Shadow Migraine. How do you see yourself in the future after 5 years? Well, after 5 years from now, I would be graduating college with my bachelor's. So, I'd love to see myself as a production designer or just anyone who works in like the designing aspect of creatures and stuff like that, because I just think that it's so cool. And I'd love to be on set. I'd love to be on set for like a movie, short film, show, even just like a stage production. That'd be so rad. I love theatrical performances. I'd love to work somewhere there, or just be on set because that's cool. I'd also love to do maybe something with coding, because I love computer programming and just seeing how things work. Anything that's like incorporated with hardware, anything that requires hands-on work, I'm more than down to do. The first thing that comes to mind with that is like Imagineering, because you literally you make up whatever you want. I mean, like, from what I understand of it, but like Disney's Imagineering is probably one of the coolest things. I'd love to see myself doing something like that, just like putting some crazy idea down on paper, and then after like months and months and months of hard work, seeing it actually come to life. That's crazy. So I'd love to do something like that. Oh, and then of course I want to have my own shop. I really want to launch my own Etsy shop or something like that. I'd love to get into the realm of e-commerce, understand running a business by myself. I'd love to be self-employed. That'd be nice, but we'll see what happens. Next two questions are from @Cracky. First one is, what song would you listen to as the world is ending? Well, probably have to say, this is a bit cliche, but As the World Caves In by Matt Maltese, just because it's so fitting. And the amount of times I've cried to that song is outstanding. And I think it'd be a way to go, like, to listen to it the final time before everything just like ends. I know that's kind of like somber. I mean, I guess on the other side of the spectrum, I'd probably be listening to Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, because I remember watching a short film by Bertie Gilbert called Rock Set Bleed, and basically, like, spoilers, but the world is ending, and it's because the sun, I believe, is like engulfing the earth and just burning everything to a crisp, and these two brothers at the end of the movie just sit with each other and listen to Here Comes the Sun. And how fitting is that? I mean, it's not that I think that the world's gonna end because the sun's gonna engulf the earth, but I think it's kind of like it's kind of like a twist on, like, I want to have like happy feelings when the world ends. So yeah, probably do that. Second question is favorite album. Probably One by the Beatles. Yeah, One by the Beatles, because it has like nearly all of the songs that I grew up listening to when I was little. Yellow Submarine has to be like one of my favorite songs on that list, because that was a song that I used to play on the Beatles Wii game. So good. Play that thing on loop. But if we're talking about like favorite as in like something I can listen to and never get bored of, probably have to be the Firewatch original soundtrack from the game. It's my absolute favorite. I will listen to it on loop and it will never get old to me. I really want to get it on vinyl, but the Kickstarter thing is kind of like backed up, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get it on vinyl. But yeah, that's probably like my number one favorite. Next question is favorite cartoon / animated show. Well, it's so hard to choose just one. Jeez. Oh, jeez. You know what? Okay, I'd probably have to say it's a tie between Gravity Falls and Over the Garden Wall, just because I love how unsettling they can be at times. And I kind of just like that aspect because it's directed towards children, but I feel like there's a factor of it where, like, literally especially for Over the Garden Wall, at any moment it feels like it could just turn into just straight up horror, and it would make sense. The first thing that comes to mind is Pottsfield, like the people with the pumpkin heads. Yes, everything about that. And with Gravity Falls, I really loved when, oh my gosh, I remember growing, because this was a cartoon that I essentially grew up with. I remember being like so enamored by like how much attention to detail they put into it when it came to like the codes and stuff like that. After school, I would sit with my friends and we would analyze the show. We would do the ciphers and stuff like that, and it was so engaging, and I loved that aspect of the show. So that's why both of them are tied. I literally cannot choose one or the other. They're both just my favorite. So yeah. Next question is where do you get your ideas for your comics? Well, anything that's happened to me, I will draw about. Obviously they may be a bit exaggerated for the quote-unquote humor aspect of it, but they stay relatively true to what happens in my life. Otherwise, I just kind of make things up. Some of them I just get like scenarios that are told to me, and then I just draw them because they're just funny. But yeah, anything that comes to mind, anything that happens, that's usually where I get my inspiration. Next question is from Turson Rainbows. I hope that's how you pronounce it. They ask, how are you? Oh, well, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying my best to be good, doing okay. You know what, if I'm gonna be honest, generally feeling gray, but I feel like such is the quarantine life. I haven't really been going outside a lot. I don't really go to school a lot anymore either. Since the beginning of the semester, I've been staying home because COVID cases in Arizona have been spiking, and I don't want to risk it, so I'm learning from home. I'm learning virtually. But, you know, obviously there are highlights, so it's really nice every now and then that I get to see and interact with my friends. Every time that I get to go on campus, sometimes I visit campus to like drop off some things, pick up some stuff. So I see my classmates there, and it's so nice to just say hi to people that I know. And yeah, obviously it's not always going to be great, but c'est la vie, such is life. So thank you for asking, by the way. I hope you are doing good. I hope all of you are doing good. Next question is from Karma the Night Owl. Who/what are your inspirations for art? Okay, first of all, you, Karma, I love your style. Oh my god. The fact that you're following me is insane. So, thank you so much for following me. I literally look up to you. I love your art style. The way that it looks. So good. Anyway, besides from all the geeking out, I'm gonna name drop a few people real quick because they are a huge inspiration to me, and I think that you all should check them out. Please give them a follow on Instagram or whatever platform they're on. The first one is Morgan Lacasse. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I love their art. It's kind of like sketchy realism in a way, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to go for, although maybe a little less exaggerated on the realism part. It's more just like the sketchy part of it, and I love the way that they compose some of their shots. Very nice. Next one is MK Heckle Arts. She is very good. I found her out through her Unis Honest fan art. She is so talented. Oh my god. You just have to see it. I love it. Next would probably be Lake Fama. I really love their art style. They've worked with like DreamWorks, and I believe they're a storyboard artist. So good. I love that they like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the way that they draw characters is like all like curvy and like smooth lines. I don't know. I just love their cartoons. They're just nice. I like them. Anyway, and then finally, Levi Pruitt, aka Levizzo on Instagram. I love his cartoony style. The way that he inks is just incredible. I love the use of like the variation of line thickness and the pressure that he puts on the pen. So nice, and it makes me want to buy brush pens for myself. Oh my god. But yeah, all of these people I will be putting up on screen so you can see their names on Instagram. Follow them, please. They're so cool. That is all. Next question is from Nia Elena. Alana? Something like that. Sorry. They ask, favorite pastimes besides doing art? Ooh, I love baking. I love baking and cooking. Probably just like, I'm a sucker for sweets, so obviously I'm baking or cooking something that's sweet. My most recent one that I've made is with my mom, actually. We made egg pie together, which is like a Filipino egg custard pie thing. It's very simple, but it's just so good, and it reminds me of my childhood. Favorite thing that I've made so far. I also like reading, which is, for those of you who like really know me, that's probably gonna sound kind of like contradictory to the person that I am, because y'all know that I really can't read. I have a really hard time reading, but I've been trying to like encourage myself to read more, because I used to, when I was growing up, I used to read a lot. I would burn through a book in like maybe 3 days, and that's like, all the books that I have on my shelf are like thick books, like Rick Riordan's The Lost Heroes series, Kingdom Keepers series, literally all the big books that were like booming in the 2010s basically. I would get through like a book in 3 days, and right now I can barely even get through one chapter of a book. So I'm trying to get back into reading, but I'm kind of like easing myself in with graphic novels and comic books, because I feel like those are just easier for me, because I also really like looking at the art style, and yeah, it's just drawing with words, and I like it, so trying to get back into that. Another thing that I've been into recently is sewing, as evident from one of my previous videos where I sew some crabs. I got into it this year actually, because I have a class on it and I have to sew, but I really like it. I love sewing. I want to get a sewing machine for myself, and yeah, just making things. Next question is from, we have 3 questions from Pyramid Sushi. First one is, this is probably a really basic question that everyone asks, but if you weren't into drawing, what do you see yourself doing instead? Well, I'd probably be going into coding. Honestly, anything computer science, which is kind of ironic because I've only taken one formal class, one semester-long class on computer essentials, but I'd probably go into programming, kind of extend my knowledge of computer science, just because I just think coding's cool. Learning another computer language would be nice, so there's that. Oh, culinary school. I was legitimately considering going into culinary school. I was gonna go to college for business, and then at the same time, either at the same time or after I graduated with my business degree, my bachelor's, whatever, I would go immediately into culinary school. I still think it'd be pretty cool to go on a little culinary adventure, so I don't necessarily want to like put that idea to rest, because I still love food and cooking and all that stuff, but probably not the path that I would pursue now. But I'd probably do that. Like, legitimately, I'd probably do that if I wasn't doing art. But other than that, I don't think I'd be doing anything else, honestly, because art is just such, like, art and creating and just all of that in general is just a very integral part to me, and I don't think I'd be able to function without it, so yeah. Second question from them is, what video game do you find yourself playing repeatedly? Portal 2. Always Portal 2. I remember getting it on the Xbox 360, and I basically just played that game until it, well, you know what, it never gets old. Obviously, it never gets old because I always replayed it. But I remember watching my cousins play Portal 1, the first game, on PC, and I thought it was just so cool, and when I heard that Portal 2 was coming out, I loved it. And I played through it so many times, mostly because of, like, the lore aspect. I believe one of the times I went through the game, I like sped through it only because I wanted to see the Easter eggs that they had for Doug Ratman, who is one of the scientists at Aperture Labs. So I did a lot for the lore, but yeah, that's a game that I always find myself going back to. I lost my copy. Unfortunately, I lost my copy of Portal 2 on the 360, so I cannot play it any longer, but it still lives rent-free in my mind, and yeah, I have a lot of memories. I could probably tell you exactly what happens in it at every moment, so. Final question from Pyramid Sushi is, top 3 or 5 YouTubers you watch? Let's see, probably Markiplier, because I've watched his stuff a lot, and his Let's Plays recently are kind of just like, I don't want to say chill, because he still loses his marble sometimes, but it's just nice to have on in the background. Same thing with the Game Grumps. I always have my notifications on for them, because I really like how they're constantly making long videos. So I've always been looking into videos that have like a longer time span, because I usually just have them on while I'm working or drawing or doing anything, so whatever, they're cool. They're just a really funny comedy duo, I suppose. Third will be probably Cheyenne Barton. I love her stuff. I will literally not shut up about her because she inspires me so much. I just love her videos. Again, long formats of just like her talking, and that obviously inspires me, as you can see from this channel. It's probably because of like her and other content creators like her who put themselves out on YouTube that like really inspired me to do my own thing on YouTube. So I really like her stuff. And if we're gonna go with top 5, I guess I can name drop 2 more. Evan and Caitlin, my favorite DIY duo. They're very funny. I love how they were originally just gonna be a regular, quote-unquote regular, DIY channel on YouTube, and then they kind of just went off the rails and kind of just went nuts. And I love that they did that. I genuinely love that they kind of like branched off from being like, oh, calm, cool, casual, and then just occasionally being chaotic and having things fail, and I just like that. Just the evolution of their channel was so nice. And then finally, probably D'Angelo Wallace, because obviously I have to keep up with the YouTube drama, any internet drama, any drama at all. I always get it from D'Angelo Wallace, so yeah. Next question is from your boy Nate 101. When and how did you start doing art? By the way, I really like your artwork. Oh, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you enjoy what I do, what I love doing. And to answer your question, when? That'd probably have to be ever since I was able to hold a pencil, because I have very early memories of drawing in like preschool and kindergarten. I mean that's probably the earliest that I can remember doing it, and I just kept at it, and that's how I got where I am now. So and then how did I start doing art? Trial and error, I guess. Like again, I just kind of kept at it until something stuck. But like I probably would have to say that my cousin played a big role in it. She loved doing art, and like we were very close growing up, so I kind of copied her in a way, I guess, but she loved drawing. She was very, very good at it. She still is. She's so good. Oh my god. Anyway, and I love her style, and I kind of just copied her, and that's how I kind of, I suppose, evolved, quote unquote, into the styles that I did before and the style that I'm into now. So yeah, I guess that's how I got into it. So yeah, thank you for asking. Kyle's photo dump asks, if you had a superpower but you had to be a villain, what would you do? If I was a supervillain, you know what? Probably say invisibility. Because that's cool. Like, literally the Invisible Man, just literally just that. That'd be kind of cool. And also, that would work out in just regular everyday situations, even though if I was a villain, I could just, like, step out and just, like, boom, invisible, you know? If I'd have to go, like, full-on villain, though, like, super villain, I'd probably have to go with the illusion power stuff from the main antagonist from Doctor Strange, whose name is fleeting me right now. I can't remember his name. But that guy, the one with, like, the dark magic and, like, the dark mascara tears going down his eyes. Anyway, that I would, yeah, because that's just cool, and, like, the hand motions, oh, so cool. I just love to discombobulate my opponent. Yeah. Next question is, if today was your last day on Earth and you could do anything you wanted, what thing or things would you do? Okay, this is a great one. You know what? I have thought about this before, but, like, not in a bad way, because I'm very, like, very aware of the idea of, mortality and just, you know, how much time we have on Earth, so I've thought about this a lot. So, first thing, probably be eat all the food that I want, and eat the things that would probably destroy me. So, like, I'm lactose intolerant, and I'd probably just be drinking all the milkshakes that I could get my hands on. Which I do anyway. I still drink milkshakes, just to a lesser extent, because I know how much it's gonna destroy my insides, but if it was the last day on Earth, I would just full send. And then I'd probably break stuff. Probably break a lot of stuff, because, like, who cares? Last day on Earth, who cares? Take a bat to a car, that'd be dope. Yeah, just break some stuff, because who cares? And you know what? I probably want to spend it with friends, because what's the use of spending your last day on Earth alone? So, what a way to go out. Breaking stuff, and spend it with my friends. Drinking milkshakes. Next question. Cam's Curios asks, what is your go-to comfort film? This is gonna sound cliche, but it probably has to be Miyazaki's Spirited Away. And that rhymes. Wow. Spirited Away, because I remember watching that film when I was little, and it's very much a comfort film for me, because I believe Haku says somewhere in the middle of the movie to Chihiro, never forget who you are. That always stuck with me. That's kind of like a mantra that I kind of, like, remind myself. It's just like in my mind. So, like, comfort film, just having Haku tell you, never forget who you are, because, yeah. Otherwise, I think it'd probably be Into the Spider-Verse, because that movie is just a happy movie for me. I loved it. I've rewatched it so many times. But yeah, it just makes me feel happy again. Anything that's, like, inspirational. That movie was very inspirational. That scene where Miles jumps off the building, that big leap of faith, that's another thing that I take to heart, personally. So, yeah. And then, aside from that, like, if I just want to feel good, like, just feel happy in the moment, I probably just watch any Disney Renaissance movie, any of their 2D animations, because those were the days. I loved Disney's 2D animation run, and, like, that goes from their most popular ones, like the Disney Princess movies and Lilo and Stitch, like something like that, to, like, some of the ones that don't really get talked a lot, like Oliver and Company. which is one of my favorite films, by the way. One of my favorite Disney films. Not because Billy Joel's in it, but because... No, yeah, it's because Billy Joel's in it. Anyway. Okay, next question. What's your favorite song at the moment? Probably has to be Slowly by The Altogether. It is sung by one of my favorite content creators, Brian David Gilbert, and his partner, Karen Han. Their voices just mix so well, and I love Karen's voice so much. The song is just lovely, and it's a glorious 4-minute song, so very nice for some drives. Either that or Agoraphobic by Corpse, because it's a lo-fi rap song, and it's just good. Part of me kind of wishes it was longer, but it's very good. It's a very good song. Anyway. Next question is, who inspired you the most? Art style or genuinely inspires you? Cheyenne Barton. Remember how I said that I will not shut up about her? Yeah, I really look up to her. Again, she is like one of the many content creators that inspired me to start my own channel and like get myself out there, because I love video making and I like drawing, so might as well put that together. And if you can't tell, a lot of my videos are kind of in the format that she and a lot of other creators do. So aside from that, she's like self-employed, she's doing the things that she loves, she cares about her community so much. Like I just look up to her so much. She's so kind and compassionate, and like you can genuinely tell that just by how she just talks and interacts with her community. I also like the way she draws. Yeah. But, you know, just the whole being independent thing is like, that really inspires me a lot. And I hope to one day do that myself. So, yeah, she's my inspirational person, human. Yep. Sabrina, are you okay? Asks, and I certainly hope you are okay. Show us your least favorite drawing? Well, it'd probably have to be every single piece of cringe work that I've done from like 2016 to 2018, which would probably have to be almost every single thing that I've drawn in that time frame. I like hate it with a genuine passion. It's not like that I wish I never did it, because obviously like that's growth and I had to go through all of that stuff so I could get to where I am now. Like I understand that, but I did a lot of fan art growing up and I genuinely hate it because there are like no words for me to describe how much I have like a distaste for it. Like I can't think of ones off the top of my head that I hate right now, but I might put some up on screen to just show you. I'll put the ones that I hate the least, because the ones that I hate the most are so cringe. But yeah, like there's no singular least favorite drawing. It is just an album of my least favorite drawings, plural. But yeah, you know, it's just cringe, man. I hate it. I hope you found some joy out of seeing that. Finally, final question is from A Little Bit of Nothing. They ask, how many third graders do you think you could fight at once and win? Well, I'll have you know that I don't normally like children, nor am I really good with kids. So in this hypothetical situation, where I could punt a child and it would be legal and I would experience no repercussions, I'd probably say I would be able to fight maybe five third graders, because yeah, punt 2, punch 2, and then body slam the next one. Oh, that was a bad question to end on. Oh my god. I don't support exactly what I'm saying, but it is a hypothetical. And I did answer your question, so yes. Oh, Anyway, that'll do it for me for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around for 40 minutes, dear God. And thank you to everyone who submitted questions over on Instagram. I love hearing from you guys and just chatting with all y'all, so I hope to do another one of these in the future, maybe sometime. So if you have any other questions or anything you want to chat about, anything like that, you can leave that in the comments below, and I'd love to get back to y'all. So yeah, I really love how this paper theater turned out. It's on Amazon if you ever want to try it yourself. And yeah, if you enjoyed hanging out with me, please consider liking this video, and also consider subscribing. It's free, and I promise to bring you content every now and then. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope all of y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, or night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see all of you guys soon in the next video. Take care.